I say thanks to God for the 25 years that she were here with me, yet I prefer not to see my kid leave here like that, Good day, juicers. Invite back to the juice world. Uncovered from the profundities of mystery, a chilling disclosure has shaken the world in a dazzling development. A formerly concealed film of the grievous assailants answerable for the sad homicide of Shanquella has arisen, sending shockwaves through networks all over as the video divulges a nerve-wracking scene of viciousness, and retaliation questions emerge about equity, responsibility, and the perplexing trap of occasions encompassing Shanquella's troublesome downfall. Go along with us as we dig into the unpleasant subtleties of this spilled film, revealing insight into a case that has left a family broke and a country requesting answers. Prepare yourself for an excursion into a reality where dimness conflicts with boldness, and the quest for truth takes center express. This is the tale of Shanquella's executioners and their steady quest for equity, so present yourself with some tea. And we should get into it. Surprising film has arisen, uncovering a stunning episode, including the combo six, the people connected to the heartbreaking therapy and murder of Shanquella Robinson. Trapped without any attempt at being subtle in Greensboro, North Carolina's electric tequila, the suspects confronted a type of revenge, however, maybe not to the degree they merited. Outcomes were unavoidable for Elise Hyatt, Winter Donovan, and Dejanae Jackson, as their activities earned far and wide affirmation. This disrupting video checks just the start of their responsibility as the North Carolina People Group committed huge time and work to create and examine it. Numerous viewings uncovered the troubling sight of no less than two of the famous ranchers, six getting through extreme beatings. A critical number of observers have fearlessly approached, emphatically distinguishing Hyatt, Donovan, and Jackson as the sad focuses of the unfurling occasions. Among the visuals that caught consideration was a photo including Dejanae Jackson still happy in a blue shirt and worn-out blue jean shorts, or what some could portray as a style fiasco. It's actually quite important that Joya Alyssa, a common colleague of Dejanae Winter, and Elise at first created turmoil, as she was confused with Winter Donovan. By a few sources, this particular picture was taken on Wednesday, following her graduation function. While Winter's presence was accounted for by onlookers, her ID in the video stays unsure. By the by, we can sensibly expect that both Elise Hyatt and Dejanae Jackson were available, and during a night a long way from wonderful. As per an observer, the occurrence ejected after a lady later uncovered to be Dejanae Jackson asked, assuming she was being recorded. The woman stubbornly answered no to Hyatt anyway. Once Hyatt left, a similar lady's companion asked about her character. The disclosure of the people liable for Shanquella's difficulty as denied unfurled strains, heightened, arriving at a tipping moment that the bar shut. The cabo six considered miscreants turned into the objectives of an aggregate work to show them a thing or two, with gutsy people venturing forward to stand up to them in spite of the clear conveyance of equity. The excursion towards conclusion for Shanquella Robinson's family has been loaded with difficulties and misfortunes. Their expectations were run when investigators proclaimed that they wouldn't continue with documenting charges in association with Robinson's unfortunate passing. This declaration came as a staggering blow, leaving the family wrestling with the mind-boggling weight of vulnerability. The U.S. branch of equity guarded its choice by stating that it depended on a fastidious and exhaustive survey of all suitable proof, including the urgent dissection report specifying the conditions of Robinson's end. Anyway, they were method for underscoring is that the actual examination was poor from finished up, leaving a glint of opportunities for future improvements, trying to give cruel and understanding delegates from the Division of Equity by and by met with Robinson's family. During these conversations, the consequences of the examination were shared contribution, a few bits of knowledge into the choice, not to record charges. Also, the specialists communicated their eagerness to reconsider the case should new data become visible, leaving a little window of expectation for the family's mission for equity. Sue and Robinson, talking for her lamenting family, communicated a blend of dissatisfaction and flexibility. Even with this dampening news, she uncovered that the family's feelings currently went towards a mind-boggling feeling of bewilderment and disarray, with additional unanswered inquiries than any time in recent memory. In an unforeseen curve, Robinson fervently denied the presence of a spinal rope injury, as showed by the U.S. postmortem report, and on second thought attested that the Mexican postmortem examination, which probably offered a more intensive assessment, laid out an alternate picture correlations, were a track to the exceptionally exposed George Floyd preliminary, where insights were tested and truth was many times mutilated. Robinson featured the disappointment of being informed that what they witnessed firsthand was not the truth being introduced to them. It was an opinion that hit home. Two cases turned out to be progressively obvious. The sad adventure unfurled in the peaceful month of October, when a gathering of 7 people hailing from North Carolina set out on an excursion to the pleasant town of San Jose del Cabo, arranged in the amazing Baja California landmass in Mexico. Among them was 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson, a dynamic soul from Charlotte, North Carolina. Anyway, what was intended to be a paramount getaway immediately transformed into an unspeakable night. Reflect only a day after their appearance, the unfathomable happened. Chancellor Robinson was found dormant in the very loft they had leased for their visit. Following this overwhelming revelation, Robinson's companions handed off the upsetting news to her mom, affirming that her passing was an after effect of alcoholic inebriation. Anyway, the authority passing testament arranged a frightening picture, crediting Robinson's end to an extreme spinal line and neck injury. As fresh insight about this misfortune spread, a groundswell of voices clamored for an exhaustive examination. The rise of a video portraying one of Robinson's mates abusing her mane strengthened the interest for replies, regardless of confirmations from Robinson's family and their legitimate guidance that the examination had been tenaciously sought. After a campaign, procedures fastidiously followed, U.S. specialists remained prominently quiet, leaving the lamenting family in a condition of significant disappointment and outrage. Adding to their pain, the absence of recognizable advancement in catching their girl's aggressor accumulated the family's feeling of powerlessness. Their expectations for quick equity were met with an agitating void, leaving them wrestling with a dispiriting acknowledgement that the examination had hit a stalemate. In a press proclamation delivered by the U.S. branch of Equity, it was reported that no government charges would be recorded regarding Robinson's sad passing. The choice was legitimate. By referring to the deficiency of accessible proof to prove an arraignment, this profession further extended the family's distress as they attempted to fathom the result of the examination that had guaranteed them cruel. Reflecting upon the last minutes they shared, Robinson's mom related their last discussion in a meeting with CNN. It was an apparently customary morning trade, loaded up with giggling and satisfaction. They communicated love and kindly words, willfully ignorant consideration that it would be their last goodbye. The memory of that discussion, frozen in time, currently fills in as a clashing sign of the transitory idea of life's valuable minutes. I say thanks to God for the 25 years that she wore here with me. Yet I would rather not see my kid leave here like that. The stunning and disastrous passing of Shanquella Robinson expressed shockwaves for the local area as upsetting video film of a ruthless attack surfaced and immediately became famous online. The realistic video portrayed a sickening scene where Robinson was tossed to the floor and over and again kicked and punched by her assailant. A voice behind the scenes unfeelingly provoked her, doubting why she was unable to retaliate. Beginning reports from her companions asserted that Robinson had passed on from alcoholic inebriation, yet her authority demise testament recounted an alternate story. It uncovered that the reason for death was recorded as a spinal rope and neck injury, raising doubts about the conditions encompassing her passing. Examiners started digging further into the case, scrutinizing the veracity of the underlying cases. Further examination revealed a nitty-gritty police report that shed light on the terrible occasions, paving the way to Robinson's less than ideal end. The specialist had been called to the getaway home, where Robinson was remaining, taking note of her stable, crucial signs, yet serious parchiness because of exorbitant liquor utilization. The specialist suggested prompt hospitalization, yet her partners demanded really focusing on her at the occasion house. Unfortunately, the circumstance got ugly when Robin encountered a seizure. Paramedics were called and crisis measures were taken to revive her, regardless of their earnest attempts. Robinson died, obliterating her friends and family, and leaving numerous unanswered inquiries. The case took a huge turn when Baja California's principal legal officer, Daniel de la Rosa, openly declared that Robinson had been killed in an immediate demonstration of hostility, formally charging it as femicide. A capture warrant was given for one of Robinson's associates, a U.S. resident. However, their character was not promptly unveiled. The earnestness of the case heightened what the FBI became involved, working together with both Mexican and American writers.